it came out that a ex-employee had been coerced to testify against Trump and another employee in the classified documents case because the DC judges were conspiring to interfere with that defendant's right to counsel. So
we talked about it last week. I think you need to flesh this out again, just for those who might have missed it, but it's also a good reminder. The prosecution sought to have the defendant's counsel disqualified.
Oh, this is separate. So that's an ongoing issue. What happened previously is they previously succeeded in doing it in secret. So what happened is the chief judge in D.C. brought in one of these employees represented by this lawyer who was being paid for probably by Trump's team. And the judge said, you need to talk to my friend over here, the lefty federal public defender. And basically threatened to strip him of his lawyer, of any legal advice. So he goes over to the commie lefty public defender, who, of course, tells him, you better flip now and blame everything on Trump and this other employee, and gets different counsel. This is called the Star Chamber. Though the most offensive provision of the Star Chamber was not that you were denied your right to counsel, it's that they chose your counsel for you. And that is what the D.C. courts are doing in their ongoing conspiracy to deprive Americans of their civil right to vote. That whole indictment is confession through projection because it's what the federal judges themselves are complicit in doing. This is more outrageous violations of constitutional rights that I have ever seen in any case, and the judges are neck deep and swimming in it.
What is even the legal basis to try to disqualify a defendant's counsel of choice?
I mean, technically, it's only supposed to occur when a defendant raises it. So I've objected to this. The government's not in a position. They don't have standing to raise it. Courts are not supposed to raise this outside of extraordinary circumstances. I've never heard of it being done in a grand jury context before. They were so committed to coercing testimony in a certain direction that the judges themselves are interfering and handpicking lawyers for defendants. Like, if this judge was sincere, go find this judge knew somebody. I'm a member of the federal D.C. court system. Go find someone you know is aligned with Trump politically that's a defense lawyer, right? If your real concern is conflict of interest. That wasn't this judge's concern. The same judges several of them came in to watch Trump get arraigned, which has never been heard of. The same judges that violated all of his other attorney-client privilege. The same judges that allowed a D.C. grand jury to even be here in a Florida case. The same judges that threatened Elon Musk and issued huge fines if he didn't turn over Trump's private DMs. I mean, so these are corrupt judges that if anybody in Congress was doing their job, they would have brought impeachment provisions already. These are judges conspiring to deprive people of their civil rights and civil liberties. And by the way, those civil rights laws were written in the first place. The Civil Rights Act of 1871 and all the rest that they're now citing to go after Trump, they were designed because state court judges were so corrupt and so weak. Now it's just extended to some federal court judges. These judges have no business being on the federal bench. They've gone a lot further than Samuel Chase did when he got impeached back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. So this is egregious behavior. And, of course, the Norm Ornsteins of the world are cheering it on. That corrupt hack, when he's not busy whoring for big corporations so they can employ slave labor around the world, was attacking Professor Turley and wanting George Washington to fire him because Turley pointed out these indictments threaten the First Amendment liberties of every American like they do. This is how nuts. The liberal bench are just pure statists at heart. That they think like 1930s Soviets. They have the same approach to justice, and they are an imminent danger to the American Republic, but probably no bigger than Looney Ludig, that friend and ally of Lawrence Tribe, whose ideas are now getting so broadly circulated. Secretaries of State in New Hampshire, the governor of California, some loony nut job lawyer in Florida are trying to implement.